Hello everyone, welcome to Spirit Island. This is a board game that I had heard mentioned for a while, but didn't really know anything about until I picked it up in the Steam sale a couple days ago. This is obviously the digital version, a digital version of the board game. I understand there's a pretty good tabletop sim mod as well, but this one has stuff automated, so sure. It's a pretty complicated game. Board Game Geek rates it about as complicated as Terra Mystica, if that's a reference point for you. And I'm still just learning it. I only recently won my first game without any training wheels on, and so I thought that would be kind of a good benchmark to be like, yeah, I can make a video about this. I'm not going to go through the rules in enough detail that you could watch my video instead of reading the rule book, but I'll try to explain what's going on. It's a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, and this Steam version does not have really any multiplayer support. It has remote play together, but it doesn't seem like a good idea. But you can play. You can just play 2 players as yourself if you want, and that's something that the board game says you can do as well. But for me, honestly, just managing a single player is complicated enough. So we're gonna say, oh, that's right. I was gonna read you guys. I'm not usually into lore, and it's I don't know. This game, the lore is kind of cute or not cute. It's I don't know, fun, and not terribly obtrusive. So I'll read you from the rulebook the introduction, at least. You are powerful spirits of the natural world, existing on an isolated island. Invaders from beyond the known sea have recently begun their colonization of your island, killing the native islanders, a people called the Dahan, and upsetting the natural balance. The spirits of the island must grow in power and throw back the invaders before the island is blighted beyond hope of recovery. So you kind of have there's a colonizing force taking over. I'll play Prussia again. There's a colonizing force trying to invade an island, and you're some mystical, spirit of the land trying to keep it safe. And there's native people who can live well in tune with nature, but not like these European settlers, basically, who are coming in our case, Prussia. I'll play Prussia on the easiest mode. The training wheels I had been playing with before were the opponent doesn't have any special features, but Prussia has special features. Definitely, I managed to win against them, which was nice. And we can choose from among, I guess, 6 spirits, or 8 if I paid $3 to buy the promo pack. I've played all of these at least a little bit, but usually I just lose or get so far behind super quickly. Oh, actually, I guess we have one more than that, because it's already randomly chosen one for me. Yeah, okay, so fine. Which, as it happens, is the one I wanted to play as. So I read some advice on how to get any good at this game. Did I not? Oh, I know what's wrong. I was why isn't there any sound? It's because I had muted it. Sorry, there should have been music all this time. I had muted it to check volume levels, which sounds stupid. I recorded a video with the sound on and then turned the sound off to watch the video and see how the sound sounded. And I forgot to undo that. That looks okay. Now there goes all my testing. This accidentally changed the volume levels while I was unmuting. Anyway, so you can choose spirits. I read someone recommended what seems like a good idea to me is pick one of the simple spirits. They have varying degrees of complexity, and just play it several times in a row. Try to get the hang of it. And so we're going to be playing as, who is this? Vital Strength of the Earth. So we're kind of a slow-moving, defensive, but strong spirit who is attuned with the earth and plants and stuff. You can play as other things. The tutorial teaches you to play as River Surges in Sunlight, who's, kind of splashes all over the island and is good at pushing stuff around with floods and stuff. But I'm just going to play these nice defensive guys again. And we'll get started here, and I'll try to explain what's going on. So, the island is split up into 8 lands, plus the ocean over here. And you start out with presence in some of the lands. Here I have... Okay, yeah, so it's my turn now. I have 1 presence token here in this jungle, and 2 in this mountain. Which is... Having 2 presence... Having presence is what allows you to influence things. So, like, I don't have any ability at the moment to... None of my cards can reach this far, for example. But one of the first things you do every turn, well, the first thing is you choose a growth option. Every spirit has 3 options. You get to pick one and then do everything it says. This one is not very good early, so we won't be taking it. These 2 are both plausible, and I haven't really thought about which one we'll want. But they all allow us to add 1 presence somewhere. And it's just like, this one says it has to be a place you already have presence, range 0. You have to, this is 1 away from somewhere you have presence, range 1. And this is the most flexible range, up to 2. And it is up to. I could pick this one and still put it down somewhere I already have presence. So these are the cards that I have in hand. Let's talk about... In order to even describe like my thought process, I will have to tell you something about the rules. Each turn, there's a spirit phase where I choose a growth option and choose which cards to play, but don't actually use... I play them, but they don't do anything yet. Then there's the fast actions phase. Once I've decided what to play, I activate any fast powers that I have. Then the invaders take their turn, and then I activate my slow powers. The red ones are fast, the blue ones are slow. They also have an indicator in case you forget. There's a red bird here to say fast and a blue turtle to say slow. The invader turn is very predictable. They will first ravage on whatever land card is here. And for the first turn in the game, this is empty, but after that, it'll never be empty. Then they will build in whatever land is here. Then they'll flip a card up and explore to here. Then all of these cards will shift to the left. The ravage card will be thrown away, build will move to ravage, explore will move to build. And that'll tell me what they're going to do next turn. Ravage is them generally damaging the land and its natives. You know, maybe they're well-meaning. They don't really even know we spirits exist, and who cares about natives, right? But their cities produce pollution or who knows what. However thematic you want it to be. Build is basically whenever in any land of this type that has at least 1 invader piece, they'll put down either a town or a city. And it is deterministic which. It's like a pretty simple rule. It's just if there are more towns than cities, they put down a city. Otherwise, they just put down a town. Cities are a nightmare. You want to get rid of... You don't want cities if you can help it. You don't want anything, but cities, of course, are the worst. Explorers are kind of size 1, towns are size 2, and cities are size 3. So your goal generally is to try to prevent them from doing these things and to remove them from the island in whatever way you can using the powers in your hand. So for example, here's one that costs 3 energy, which I don't currently have, so I would have to somehow gain more energy if I wanted to play this. Invaders skip all actions in target land. So if they were going to build, say, here, and I didn't want them to, I could play this card if I had enough energy, and then they wouldn't build there. Here, this says remove Blight. This is what they create when they ravage the land, and there's always 1 on the island to start with. And Blight is bad. It's kind of like your health total. If you run out of Blight tokens because the board becomes full of Blight, then you lose. There are other ways to lose, but that's like one of the main ones. And Blight also does stuff during the game as well, but not that much most of the time. So this removes some Blight and also defends 4. So that means when they're doing Ravage, they deal some amount of damage to the land. And Defend negates some amount of that damage. So that's a nice way to, like, A, heal a land, and then B, stop it from taking even more damage. Here we can play... Oh, I guess I should be saying what they are. This is a Year of Perfect Stillness. These are kind of Earth-themed things, right? Guard the healing land. You protect it and you heal it. Here we have a Draw of the Fruitful Earth. You gather up to 2 explorers. These are enemy pieces, and gather means to move from an adjacent land into the land you're targeting. Then you gather up to 2 Dahan, which are the natives who are kind of like your friends. They're mobile pieces. And lastly, we have Rituals of Destruction. It deals 2 damage, and then if there are at least 3 Dahan, you deal 3 additional damage and also 2 fear. Fear is kind of like your victory points. It's what you need to win the game. I mean, technically, it's impossible to win the game without generating any fear. But it's not like once you generate 80, you win. It's more complicated than that, and we'll get to it later. But generating fear is good. You also get fear for destroying buildings, towns, and cities, not explorers. People are kind of used to explorers just often dying, right? Okay, and so I think I will probably choose... Having an extra presence here would not be very helpful to me. I do like having 2 presence because it's called a sacred site, I think. That's what they're called? Holy sites? I forget. I think they're sacred sites. This icon here is the sacred site icon. So this range means you can target anything up to distance 1 away from a sacred site. Whereas most cards are just like, it's got to be range 1 away from anything you have presence on. And our special ability is, if we have a sacred site, we're always defending 3 in that land. Which is great, because this mountain is gonna get pretty crazy pretty soon. When they build here, they're gonna be putting down a city. We'll need something to deal with that, I think. So what do I want to play? It occurs to me that maybe I can't quite see how to deal with this stuff. Maybe I should just play Rituals of Destruction over here. They're about to build a town, and Rituals of Destruction does enough damage to destroy the town. I kind of want to do something a little slower, like Draw of the Fruitful Earth, to get some Dahan into a land where they can defend against Ravages next turn. But I can't actually get enough of them in to be that great, I don't think. So I think I'm going to, next turn, Year of Perfect Stillness this area so they don't Ravage, and I'll just have to let them build and live with that problem. So, okay, I need 3 energy. And I want to get started on putting more presence over here. Actually, if I just put some presence over here, I can let them build and then Ravage. The Dahan will take care of them, as long as I put presence here 2 turns in a row. I'll be defending 3. Yeah. That seems like the plan. Okay, so we're going to put presence, and every spirit has 2 kind of presence tracks. One that generates energy, so we're removing a presence token to put it down. One that generates energy, and one that lets you play more cards. And so here, we don't get anything for taking 1 off of this track, but if we were to get 2 off of this track, we would be allowed to play 2 cards per turn. However, we have a lot of expensive cards. You haven't seen any of the other characters, but 3 is actually a lot. So I think we are kind of going to want to play a lot of large cards rather than small ones. Okay, so that's my presence. I'm gonna just start generating more energy, and probably soon, next turn and the turn after, I'll do this to try to get myself up to 2 cards eventually. And we're just gonna let this area grow, and the Dahan will take care of it. And I think that means... I think we should actually just play Draw of the Fruitful Earth in this area. We'll pull some Dahan in here to fight back, and hopefully, by the time this slow action goes off, there will be explorers in some nearby land, one of these, or even here. There will have to be, right? And I can pull them onto this land so they won't do any more damage. So that was the fast actions phase, but I don't have any, so we're moving on to the invader phase. Invaders are building a town down here and a city over here. Right on my sacred site. How rude. And it's prompting me... I have to actually voluntarily move past this phase to reveal the next random action. You can always undo as much as you like until you reveal new information, and then you're not allowed to undo. Seeing where they're exploring would be new information. So this is committing to the choice I made before, which sounds fine to me. Okay, so they're exploring into sands. That seems fine. I would have preferred wetlands, I think, because then I could pull from both of these, but whatever. You take what you can get. So now my card resolves, and I'm going to gather this guy off the sand, so he won't build there now. There's no invaders on this space, so next turn they won't build there. And I'm going to pull in Dahan from here and here to act as my fighting force. And I believe I want to add presence here anyway, so the reduced range of this is not important to me. And I want to gain a new power. So let's say this is the growth option I take. And before I put down my token, I want to look at what power I'm going to get. You can choose a minor power, which is relatively cheap, usually 0, 1, or maybe 2 cost, I'm not sure. Or a major power, which are like 3 and up, and they can get really expensive. But we just want a minor power for now. We're not like a supreme being yet. We just want to kind of do little stuff. So you draw the top 4 cards of the deck, and you pick your favorite. Let's look at what we have. We have Purifying Flame. Does damage per blight. Or, if you want, you can instead remove some blight if it's in a mountain or sand. Okay. Here, you get extra range for all your powers. I think I have plenty of range. Gather up to 3 Dahan. Oh, sorry. This was called Reaching Grasp, and this one is Call to Migrate. Gather up to 3 Dahan, and then push up to 3 Dahan. So it's very, very efficient at moving Dahan, which is kind of nice. We have that power that wants you to have at least 3 Dahan in the land. This is a way to get 3 Dahan pretty much anywhere in a big hurry. We have Song of Sanctity. If it has explorers, then push all of them. Otherwise, remove 1 blight. And it can only target mountains and jungles. I think we're going to have mountains and jungles kind of under control, so I'm going to grab Call to Migrate. Again, like, I can always undo this. I haven't gotten any new information since looking at these 4 cards. If I change my mind, I can put it back. But what we need to do here is defend. This was the plan. Oh, and let's put that down. So now that I have a Sacred Site here, I have 3 defense. And these guys are going to attack for 3, which would ordinarily do some pretty bad stuff, but I'm defending it. Here I'm also defending 3, but they're going to attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awkward, right? But my plan is to use a fast action to defend 4 in that land, so I'll be defending 7. And then the Dahan will strike back. After invaders ravage a land, Dahan attack. Okay, we're in the fast stage. I'm going to say go ahead and defend here. So you can see it says 7 now. So invaders ravage in the mountains, and they're going to be pretty upset about how that goes. You can see they were actually destroyed as a result of their ravaging. I'll explain in a moment how that happened. So they did 3 damage and we blocked it all. Then the Dahan attacked back. Dahan have 2 health and attack for 2. So there are 4 of them here. They attacked for 4. They had a town which was worth 2 and an explorer which was worth 1, so the Dahan just killed everything there. Really, really good value out of our Sacred Site here, getting that defend 3 for free. And likewise here. They've attacked us for 7, but we just blocked all of it, and now the Dahan are attacking for 4. I get to choose how to distribute it. I probably should blow up the city now while I can. It might be hard to do that later. And also 1 explorer. I could choose to destroy a town and both explorers. But It might be hard to come up with 3 damage all at once on a timetable that I like. The advantage would be that next time they build here, if I destroy the city, they'll rebuild a city. But if I destroy the town, they'll only rebuild a town. So if I can't do anything here before they rebuild, I will regret having destroyed their city instead of their... a city and 1 explorer instead of a town and 2 explorers. But hopefully I can deal with that. I just want to get rid of the city because they are so pernicious. And we gained some fear, as I mentioned earlier. When you destroy a building, you generate fear. We got 1 for this because it was a town, and 2 over here because it was a city. And they built in the sands. And they're exploring to the jungle. There are ways to prevent them from exploring, just like you can prevent them from building, as we did by removing this. It's not super complicated, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, so I'm not going to get into it. Alright, and it's our growth phase again. So what are our priorities? It would be nice to get these invaders out of the jungle before they build, but I don't have any particularly impressive ways of doing that. It would be really great to stop this from ravaging. I could just play Year of Perfect Stillness, I guess. I mean, I don't know, 1 blight here is no big deal. I think I'll let them have the blight, and then I can focus my attentions elsewhere. And I think we're going to take a presence that gives us an extra card play. So we want to look at what cards we're playing. I think these 2 would be pretty good, because we can gather 3 Dahan somewhere, and then use this ability that it enjoys you having 3 Dahan somewhere. So for example, on oh yeah, we can just totally redistribute the Dahan like however we want. It's amazing. Right? We can gather them to here and then push them to pretty much anywhere. Nice. Okay. I can't because there's this. Oh yeah, I can. This can target any. This can only target lands that already have Dahan that are within 1 of our holy sites. But that's fine. That's almost everywhere on the board. I guess it's not here, so we're gonna have to target this, which is fine. So I will add some presence. I guess in this wetland would be kind of nice. And now I can play 2 cards. I have like 9 energy, which is a ton. Don't worry about it. We'll find a way to spend all this. And we're just going to play both of these Dahan-related abilities. Did that activate? No. Okay. We'll talk about that later if it ever happens. I guess I should think about whether I want it to happen this turn. Probably not. But every card that you play has these symbols on it. 8 elements, I guess, I think. I'm not sure what they're called. Maybe elements. And there are some effects in the game which care about the total number of such elements you have in play for a turn. For example, every spirit has an innate power, which is activated if you have enough of certain elements. Ours is, if you play at least 1 sun, 2 earth, and 2 plant, you can use one of your cheap powers twice. And if you get even more, you can use like a medium cost power twice, and so on. We're not activating that yet, which is too bad, but that's life. I think I will finish playing cards here. No fast actions. The explorers are just going to go ahead and ravage. And they're building in the jungle. And they're exploring mountains. And we're into the phase 2 explore cards. So there's kind of three stages to the game. I don't know what they're called. Where what the explorers are doing gets gradually more and more oppressive. And Brandenburg, Prussia, their thing is when some of the cards have this escalate ability on them. I think not all. Some of the stage 2 cards. Maybe all, but I think just some. And their ability is, I have to choose a land that does not currently have a town and put a town on it. I think here would be fine. Well, no, because then when they build it would be a city, right? That would kind of stink. Let's do sands. We just had, well, actually, we just had sands drawn, but that doesn't really matter. Let's put it here, because this land is already blighted, and I might someday want to defend plus heal this land with... does that card exist? Yeah, it does. I have it, right? It's in my discard? Yeah, with this. I might want to defend this land while healing it. So let's put the town here. And these two Dahan and this sacred site are just completely taking care of this mountain all by themselves. I love it. I can just completely ignore that mountain. Any place that I have a sacred site and two Dahan and it's empty is like not a threat, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now it's our turn to activate slow powers. What was the plan? We were going to blow up one of these jungles. And I guess it had to be this one. By first... Let's be careful. I want to leave the Dahan here, right? Yeah. Maybe I should blow up this mountain, since they're about to build there again? Yeah, before I saw that they had drawn a build mountain, I didn't really care about this place, but now it's threatening to become an issue. So what I will do, and it lets me also leave the Dahan here, which is very useful. What I will do is gather these... one of these Dahan? This one, I guess. To here, and then push it to here. And that'll turn on the high-powered version of this ability. I could gather in this guy, but I want to leave him here so that he's more mobile to deal with this side of the board. I don't want everything piled up here where I don't particularly need it. And we'll push him here. I got an achievement. I don't know what it was. Who cares? Using some number of powers. And now we'll activate this. It does 2 damage, but because we have at least 3 Dahan, it'll actually do 5 and generate some extra fear. Okay, we generated enough fear to get our first fear card. It doesn't do anything immediately, but right before the next Invader turn, we'll get some one-time bonus. Don't know what it is yet, we'll find out. Okay. We're now pretty much out of cards, and this is a good time to use reclaim cards. Reclaim is just take all the cards from your discard and put them back in your hand. And I think we... Are we generating enough energy? Like, not really. We have a lot, but our cards are expensive, and I want to get a major power sort of soonish, so... We could put a sacred site here, which honestly seems like a pretty good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, or I could put one here and just have it deal with itself, huh? Yeah, that's probably better. Now I don't have to worry about the Ravage here. I can just deal with these guys. Although I can't currently defend, because I don't have a sacred site nearby. I guess I could put the sacred site here and then stop this, but then what am I doing about this, right? I can play 2 cards, I guess. Would there be 2 useful cards? I'm kind of... I want to try to get more value out of this card than just using it to defend 4. If possible, I'd like to use it to cure Blight and defend 4 at the same time. But I also, I guess, I really don't want to let one more Blight get onto the board. Once we have a total of 3 Blight on the board, the island becomes unhealthy, and there will be some negative effect that happens every turn for the rest of the game as the result of that, even if we later re-heal the island. So I kind of have to play something fast to stop this from getting out of control. And I think that just, like, Year of Perfect Stillness is pretty reasonable. Yeah, I can reach that from here because I have presence here and it's at range 1 away. So just tell them, nope, you're not allowed to ravage today. And then what else do I need? I want to prepare for them ravaging the mountains, but I'm already prepared. I've got that all handled. So I want to do something that'll let me prepare for wherever they explore next turn, right? And so we could just, like, do 2 damage somewhere. But I think actually gathering 2 explorers and 2 Dahan is a very flexible ability. We can pull explorers off of wherever they explore to, and or pull Dahan onto the areas they explore. I'm not totally sure on the idea here, but something like that. Okay, so we're going to say Year of Perfect Stillness up here, thank you. Oh, and let's see what the fear card is. We're in fear level, or terror level 1 right now, so we only get this. What do I get to do? Each player may push 1 Dahan from a land with invaders, or gather 1 into a land with invaders. Okay. So is there anywhere that I need to do that? Yeah. Putting a Dahan here would be really nice, wouldn't it? And I don't need them here anymore. Because they're about to ravage this place, and I was going to just let them, like, do no damage, but wouldn't it be even better if instead they did no damage and took some damage? That would be pretty cool. So they're skipping this ravage. They're attacking here, but we block 3, and then the Dahan counterattacks, destroying the town. Nice. Great fear card. Even though they're, like, totally small things, like, just move 1 Dahan, right? It destroyed an entire town. Yeah, we'll reveal a thing. They are exploring in the wetlands, and furthermore, I have to, once again, place a town somewhere. I guess this sands is not a big problem right now. And I don't want to put it in this wetlands because I plan to pull this explorer out of the wetlands so that he won't build, and I don't want a town there that'll build for him. So here's the idea. We here gather this explorer and this explorer? Maybe? I think I'd rather leave him where he is. And I could take this one? No, I want him to stay here because I'm planning to defend this next turn anyway to cure the blight and also block... Oh, not next turn, but the turn after. They'll be putting down a city, huh? That'll be attacking for 6 then? Yeah, let's get rid of this. Because now they'll only be attacking for 5, and my defend 4 will take care of it. They have to deal at least 2 damage to do anything meaningful. If they deal only 1, nothing bad happens. So the question now is, do I want to gather any of my Dahan into this area that I just dumped them into? I think I want this one to stay where it is. It's kind of nice having 2 in the mountains, but we just got, sort of recently, the mountain thing. So we're not going to get another one until at least phase 3. So I think I'll go ahead and pull Dahan in here in case they have any sand stuff coming up. All right. Now I think it is time for us to choose a major power and make this a sacred site while we're at it. Do I really want a major power? I think so. We're going to have 9 energy pretty soon. Yeah, let's grab a major power. All right, what do we have? Cleansing Floods. It only works at range 1 from wetlands that you have a presence in, but it deals 4 damage and removes blight. And there's no way I'm ever going to have 4 water, so forget that. Or we have Terrifying Nightmares. 2 fear, pushes a ton of explorers and towns. and it reaches pretty far. Power Storm. Target spirit gains 3 energy, and you can repeat a card by paying its cost again. Okay. It's pretty cool. We don't have that much power or energy, but we would, I guess, if we took Power Storm. I'm not sure like what it is that I want more of, you know? I mean, okay, when you target yourself, it's like you gain 3 energy, and you paid 3, so that kind of cancels out. It's just like you get another copy of any card you like. Okay. And lastly, we have Entwined Power. You and target spirit may use each other's stuff to target powers. No, this sucks. I mean, I don't know. When you point it at yourself, it's basically just you gain 2 power cards. No, it only targets another spirit. So I don't even know if you can even use this in solo. Well, probably going to have to be Cleansing Floods. I'm just like looking at my cards and trying to figure out, am I going to be able to activate this at all? It would be kind of nice if I could, right? 1 sun, 2 earth, and 2 plant. Do I even have that? Yeah. If I played both of these cards, I could activate it. Or maybe one of these could help me, like this. No, because they would have to have earth and plant on them. Okay. Oh, but if I play both of those cards, I won't be able to actually duplicate anything because it's only cards costing 1 or less. So I actually can't make any use of that. Okay, good to know. None of these have elements that are terribly useful. This has plant, which is fine, but it's a really awful card. Oops, I changed the window size accidentally. How's that? There you go. Yeah, I just clicked the tiniest bit on the window frame and dragged it instead of clicking on the map. I think we just want this. It's some damage. Wetlands that I have influence in, like, I have a... Oh my god, did I really do it again? I have presence in this wetlands, and range 1 from it is most of the board, and 4 damage is plenty, so that seems like a totally useful card. Let's take it. Now, when we gain a major power card, we have to throw away a card we already have, either from hand or from discard. Oops, that's not my discard. This is. These are all, like, pretty good. So I'm not, like, happy to destroy any of them, obviously. But I think that, given that we already have Call to Migrate to move Dahan, this card here that moves Invaders and Dahan is a little bit less useful. It is, like, it's definitely nice to gather Invaders. But I have a little bit of, like, Dahan synergy stuff. Let's get rid of this. I don't know. We could also consider, I guess, getting rid of Call to Migrate because its elements are worse for us. But, nah. And I'm going to... Gosh, I'm going to be spending 8 power this turn, probably. I haven't really thought it through. Am I spending 8 power? Energy, rather? Because I'm going to have 5 plus 4, a total of 9, so I could. Oh, yeah. This Cleansing Flood is nuts right now, right? Because they're just about to build here. And we can do 4 damage to it and remove the Blight, so that I don't have to worry so much about defending and healing next turn. I can just preemptively take care of the problem. There is the issue that the 4 damage is kind of, some of it's wasted. I can destroy the city that they're building, but the town will take 1 damage and then live. Can I do anything about that? Not really. I could attack somewhere else. Say, take out everything on this planet, or land, or whatever. Since I kind of have, like, a plan to deal with this next turn anyway. Yeah. I want to gather a bunch of Dahan here. And then block. Yeah, that plan is still good. Okay, and since we picked up a pretty expensive power, am I range 0? Okay, so we're definitely putting it here. We picked up we have a lot of expensive powers, and we just threw away one of our cheap ones. I'm going to keep gaining energy. Okay, now I think my plan then definitely involves gathering a bunch of Dahan, probably here. Gathering like 2 of them, I guess, into this area. So that I have a total of 3, and that counterattack destroys everything they own here. And what else do I want to do? I want to apply 4 damage somewhere. I'm thinking here looks pretty good because they have exactly 4 stuff. Okay. So here they're just killing themselves again, thanks to Han. And we get a new fear card. And there's their new city. They're going to explore 2 sands, unsurprisingly. And I have to put down another dang town. Oh my god. Here seems pretty great. We shouldn't have to deal with any more mountain stuff for a little while. Oh, now the 4 damage is not going to clear them out of here. Okay. And they're still going to get to build. But at least I can stop them from building a city. That still seems good. Yeah. And then we will... How do I want to do the gathering? What's the most, like... I have to get 3 of them in here somehow. I guess it's pretty flexible to target this land. Pull them in like this, and I don't even know if I should leave this one here. Because he just risks getting attacked when they eventually ravage on this place. Let's just pull him out. Dahan are a scarce resource. You can't normally recreate any of them. There are a few spirits who get powers that let you do that, but it's pretty rare. So you want to preserve them. And as you can see, they've been doing a ton of damage for me this round. Okay, a new spirit phase. So, I think we want to play both of these, right? Oh. That's awkward. Something didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I need to rethink this. Well, yeah, because the problem is I can't stop one of these from getting blighted. And if blight gets spread where there's already blight, you are not happy about that. And I can only defend 4 in one of these 2 lands. So in fact, I should have destroyed not this area, but probably one of these 2. And the only one where 4 damage would let me get their total damage down to a manageable level would be here. So I guess I need to blow this place up. And then just 1 Dahan will be enough to defend it. And in fact, counterattack and destroy them, I mean. This is actually a better plan anyway, even if it weren't for the blight problem. I'm glad I noticed this. I'm glad I fell into it, rather. So what we're going to do then is gather up... So how much do they have here? They have 7, right? So if I can put 4 Dahan there, they'll all die. So So let's evacuate these guys. This place is going to get blighted. And evacuating this seems fine, I guess. And then push 3 of them over here. Now, I don't know. I guess maybe since I'm like reclaiming my hand, maybe I actually could have dealt with things. But this is still a better plan. Because it gave me an excuse to clean up this blight. And also a way to deal with this, which is like a big issue. Or it's a great opportunity to finally get rid of that shit, right? So what we're going to do first is, where's my big old defendant? Well, okay, I have to pick where to spread influence and so on. I'll have 11 power. I could play 3 cards with it. That would be kind of nice. Obviously, I can't actually get enough presence to get up to 3 cards yet, but I want to work towards that. So let's get working, I guess, on this jungle. You don't want to be in a land that they're about to put blight on, because when blight is added, it destroys presence. So this is really the safest place to start making progress on. And we want to do which 2 things? We want to defend. Where is it? Here. And I could stop them blighting here by using Year of Perfect Stillness, but I don't... Oh, they're gonna... Oh, they're building, not ravaging. Oh, I dealt with this faster than necessary. Could I have done better? Could I have gotten an extra spirit into here? I don't know. I think that what I did was okay. Because it means I can take care of this without having to spend a defend. Yeah. Maybe I just Year of Perfect Stillness over here to stop the city coming down. No. I mean, I suppose I could just do 5 damage here after they build the town. But I still have to deal with the... That's actually pretty good. Because I'm not going to have... I'm only going to have 4 defense here, right? So once they put down a town, they'll have 7, 9. If I destroy 4 of it... then they'll only have 5 left, and defending 4 is enough to keep it alive. Keep them from killing any of my Dahan, and enough that my Dahan, little enough that my Dahan can fight back. I think that's what we'll go with. So we're going to play this. Wait. Where am I defending? There's no defending to do. I don't want that. Get out of here. I wanted this to deal 4 damage and remove this blight, but then I need to do something else meaningful. I guess I decided Year of Perfect Stillness over here, right. I just picked the wrong red 3 cost. I guess I could also be looking at duplicating something, like, could I conceivably play this twice? No. Alright, this is fine. So, just don't build here, please. And we get a fear card. Invaders do not explore into lands with at least 2 Dahan. Okay. We don't know yet where they're exploring, but when they do, they might... Anything... These 2 coastal lands, basically, are the ones that... Yes, the Dahan struck back and blew up the town there. They build here. What is that token? Oh, it's a reminder that they shouldn't explore there. Coastal lands, oh my god. Perfect draw. Coastal lands is usually a pretty rough card that you hate to see, because that's 3 instead of 2. But we happen to have the fear card that says, actually they don't, in these 2 lands. Amazing draw. So we're going to now, well, I mean, we could reconsider, but I think the reason for this plan is still pretty good. We want to blow up both of their towns, which is the only way to spend 4 damage, or best way to spend 4 damage efficiently. I guess we could have blown up the city and the explorer. Wait a minute, there are 2 explorers there. Does that matter? That's fine, yeah. So we've just made it to terror level 2. We've revealed, I think it's 3 fear cards. And what that means is our victory condition has gotten a bit easier. At terror level 1, you have to have the island completely empty of invaders to win. No towns, no explorers, no cities. Now, they're just generally afraid of this place, and if we can blow up all of the buildings, then we win. If we get more fear cards, it'll be simplified even more to just no cities, and then they'll run away. And if you can put down even more fear, the victory condition will be you win. I don't anticipate getting that much. I hope to clear them out before that becomes an issue. So, what to do now? Well, probably we're picking up another power card and making this into a sacred site. And let me have more cards per turn. We're finally up to 3. Great news. Oh, hang on. Let's not commit to that yet until we've seen what power card we get. I think just another miner is fine. We have a lot of expensive cards. So we have Drought. It's obviously very powerful, but it adds 1 Blight. Fortunately, we have a lot of ways to deal with Blight, so this seems like a good option. It also has Sun and Earth, which we like. 2 damage or remove 1 Blight. Don't really need that so badly. 2 fear, and if it's mountain or jungle, push. Our mountains and jungles are well under control, so I'm not too concerned about that. And target spirit gains 3 different elements, so that helps you activate your element powers. I think we want Drought. It has good elements, and also in particular, like these elements will maybe be able to play Drought twice because of this ability here. So let's take Drought. And yep, still seems like a good idea to put a sacred site here. And I remember one thing we wanted to do was defend this place. And what do we need? Like 1 more sun and an earth and a plant to duplicate anything. And if we could get to 3 earth and 2 plant, that would be great. We can do that if we play these 2. So we've activated this ability at the 2nd level, meaning you can activate either of these 3 cost. Any one of our powers could activate twice instead of just once, which seems pretty great. Right, we could defend here and also defend here, for example, to stop them blighting. I didn't even look at what this card was when I was playing it, but it's a pretty cool card. The downside of this, I guess, is that if we're defending this place, then the one place where we have Dahan and could do a bunch of damage won't... there won't be any reason to. I think I still should defend it so that the Dahan kill it. Yeah, this looks like a good turn. Okay, so my fast action, I point this power at myself. In a co-op game, you could point it at someone else and let them duplicate actions. But obviously I'm the only spirit here. So, I believe we're defending this. Now, what do we want to use our duplicate on? I think stopping 1 blight is pretty cool. This is where we're committing. Let me just think through that. Do I really want to do this, or would I prefer to like... Oh wait, what's the deal with this? Oh, it needs to Han somewhere, that's right. We can blow up this town, I guess, with this card. Yeah, that seems fine, I guess. The city is like a little annoying, but that's fine. So I think I do commit to defending both of these to stop all the blight. I don't love it, but now we're at terror level 2, so we get the second part of the fear card, so it's even more powerful. Each player removes 2 explorers, or 1 town from a land with Dahan. Well, that's very useful. A little useful, anyway. We get to remove this town here. Yeah, it's super useful. Because now they won't build here anymore. We got rid of their only building. Or their only piece. So, they ravage here, but actually they're the ones who got ravaged. Suckers. And they tried to ravage here, but they were blocked. And then they built here. They're exploring too? Oh no, we're into the phase 3 cards. So they now explore to 2 lands at a time. In this case, jungle and sands. So that means we're not too far from... You do lose the game if you get to the end of this deck, but I don't think that's going to happen to us. All we have to do to win the game right now would be to, like, quickly destroy all of their... How can I tell how many more fear cards I need to reveal to get to terror level 3? I've only earned 3, so I guess what this is telling me is that I would have to earn 3 more to get to terror level 3, which is obviously pretty far away. So we do need to get rid of all their towns. But okay, we're sort of making good progress on that anyway, right? Oh, this card doesn't do anything anymore. Well, it does. It just, like... No, I don't have any... There's no lands with Dahan that I can target. Oh... Okay, let's undo, actually. Can I not? Why not? Can't I undo to when I activated... No. Because I had to choose how to activate Fear before I saw how they explored. I guess it doesn't do nothing. I can take this guy out. That's pretty much the only thing I can do, so let's do it. And here... Well, since all I can do is activate this once... Or can I do it twice? Once. I already did this twice. I might as well just use it here. Like, so that they don't build a city, they just build a town instead. Over here, they're building a town anyway. Okay, let me take my cards back. And... can have 8 energy? I kind of want more than that. I don't need to play 4 cards anyway. Where do I need more presence? I don't know. Here? I don't really want it here. It would risk getting blown up by their attacking. So, we get to play 3 cards. There's a lot of options that we have, obviously. They're going to Ravage here for a lot. 5, 8. So it would be kind of nice to defend that, I think. Or, oh, they're going to Ravage and build here? So this would be a great time for a Year of Perfect Stillness. Don't let them Ravage or build in this land. Then here... we might wish to deal some damage and remove Blight. And that leaves me with enough to move my Dahan around, which is what I want to do. I want to move them here so they can help me deal a bunch of damage next turn. Oh, I got a Fear card. Okay, right. Removes one invader or town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. No such land exists, so that did nothing. None of their ravaging happened. And they're building just in this sand, which is pretty nice. And they explore sands and wetlands. I think this game's going well enough. Like, I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to clear out all of their cities. Well, I'd have to produce like 6 more fear while also killing their cities. That's not too bad, maybe. Yeah, so we're gonna... I should have thought more about whether I might be able to duplicate a power if I'd played different stuff, but I think it was pretty important to play these specifically. Anyway, we'll clear up this Blight and their town, so they don't put another city down. And then I want to move these Dahan up here, so we'll target this land. I think 5 here is plenty. Leaving this guy where he is seems fine. And just put all... Oops. 3 of them up there. Yeah. That's enough to activate the higher level of this power here, wherever it is. I have enough power or energy to play all my stuff, and I think when I do, I will win, right? All I have to do is generate 5 fear and kill this city, and that's easy. So we should be winning here. Let's... I don't know. Pick up another power card? Well, let's pick up the power card before I commit to where I'm putting that. I'll take a minor power. I don't think it matters, since I do think we are winning. Call of the Dahan Ways. Replace an explorer with a Dahan. How nice. Or replace a town with a Dahan? That seems great. Steam vents? Yeah, we'll take Call of the Dahan Ways. Seems fun. And I want my presence here to make another sacred site. So we're going to play this to deal 5 damage in this land and produce a ton of fear. Just out of curiosity, like, what could I do that would be good? I don't know. They're going to ravage in the jungle, or in the sands here, which is like a little annoying. Oh, I should consider they're actually... Yeah, how much are they attacking for? Because I'm not doing any fast destruction. They're attacking for 5, 8. This seems like a great time to defend 4. And all I need would be 1 more sun to duplicate a big power. Oh yeah, look at that. This is an insane turn. I mean, we don't really need an insane turn, but I'm getting one. So we're going to defend 4 here. 5, 8, yeah. And then I think it seems reasonable to like duplicate this. I don't mind taking 1 blight. In case I've miscalculated fear somehow, let's just make sure I have more. Yeah, I can use more, but I don't want to. I want to duplicate a slow power, not a fast one. Oh, I forgot the Dahan are going to ruin their lives as well. I didn't even have to do all that. Alright, sure. Good work, Dahan. Game over, you win. Okay, I didn't even need any of those other cards. So, that was a game of Spirit Island. We met our victory condition. Oh, not only were there no cities, we also got rid of all the towns at the same time. Because we were able to do that during their Ravage phase before they built more towns in the sands, which is what I was expecting to happen. All the Invader settlements have been destroyed, and their morale is not strong enough to weather this loss. They depart the island for their faraway home. So, this was like at the easiest difficulty level that is not recognized as training wheels, right? I have been thoroughly unsuccessful with every other spirit. I think I won a game with River, Rushing, and Sunlight, maybe? Or whatever it's called. Actually, can we look at what they all are? Yeah, I think so. We're not going to actually start another game. I just want to see what... Yeah, you can't actually scroll through them. But here's this person who's like a very complicated spirit to play, who has like no... It's illegal for you to deal damage. Anytime you would deal damage, you add fear instead. And, oh, and maybe push? Push as well? Yeah, you push everything you would destroy, but not cities. And instead of destroying things, you also get fear. And there's someone who's themed about lightning. You get to play a lot of very destructive cards. This is a kind of complicated one that is about pulling people off the land entirely into the ocean. Shadows Flicker Like Flame is a sort of simpler fear-based thing that likes Dahan. This is like the forest spirit that just covers the place in plants everywhere. You know, there's a bunch of cool stuff. Oh, here it is. River Surges in Sunlight. That's what it's called. So I have a win as this one as well, but with training wheels on. But you can make the game much more difficult, and you can play with up to 4 players. So, which brings me to one of the reasons that I did this video, is that I thought I would abuse the vast reach that I have of, I don't know, let me just predict there will be like 35 to 40 viewers of this video, because new games always get more views. Not that many people will watch to the end, but I figure anyone who did watch to the end, do you want to play some Spirit Island? Huh? I don't get a chance to play many board games in real life, but I thought it would be kind of fun. Anyone who got to the end of this video probably is into Spirit Island, and if they watch my videos, like, we might get along. So I thought it would be kind of cool to just like invite. I don't plan to do videos of it or something, but I just like, I'm having trouble finding people to play board games with. So if you're into this one or think you might be into it, I'd be interested in hearing from you. And while you could leave a comment on the YouTube video, that's not really a great way to get in touch. So instead, I will just tell you I would prefer that you contact me on Discord, where I am amalloy #0941. You could probably find me just by searching for Amalloy, I suppose. I don't know how Discord works. And we'll maybe like set up a game sometime on the tabletop sim mod, which I don't know how to play yet. So if you guys are interested in this, this is like, okay, yes, technically you can play this with Steam Remote Play, but I think it's an awful experience, so we won't. But if you want to buy it for yourself on the Steam store, I think there's a sale on, I think it was $15 on sale, is that right? Let me just look here. Spirit Island is $18 currently, until January 5th. And there's an expansion for like $3 if you want to buy it. Anyway, that's I just wanted to share Spirit Island with you guys. I don't anticipate making any more Spirit Island videos, but I guess I could maybe change my mind someday. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.